So now I'm at a place where you can see this stuff is packed in there. I shouldn't say packed, but it's shoved in there by air pressure all the way almost to this hole. And when I blow it, it kind of circles around from the pressure of the blowing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape and I'm going to tape over this hole. And I'm going to start feeding it in back here. And that way I can see as that fills up. And if it starts going down in here, then I can do the same thing. I don't think my pieces will be small enough to come out these little holes, but if it does, I'll block those off. And I'm thinking but any pieces that are small enough to go down into this part where the window is will fall down here, and they won't get tangled up in the window. Yeah. We'll tape this up. We'll start feeding them in from here. We'll see how long it takes for that to fill up. We'll keep going until we get all the way to back here. Once we get to back here, we'll be at a place where we can start thinking about doing the back side and the other side and start doing some upholstering again. So what I did was I took a little piece of plastic and I taped it over that hole. Otherwise this stuff would stick to the tape and it might block up my passageway there. So now I'm feeding the stuff in back here and I'm blowing it and I can see as it fills up right here. Now I have it full beyond this point and beyond this point and beyond this point, and you can see it here. I took a swimming pool flotation device and cut it and fitted it in the back of this because this is open so that I can fill this completely up. Once I fill this completely up, then I can insulate this part around back here, and then I can start thinking about making a piece of material to serve as interior to go right there. So I'm going to keep going until I get this completely filled up. I'm using some of this Tyvek tape that I used to put up the Tyvek in this building, and it's working real good. Scotch tape didn't work so well, but this Tyvek stuff's working real well. So there's that. Okay, I've got this side stuffed as far as I can get it up in there and back into here, and taped off all the holes where the stuff is sitting, and then closed up the back side of this part here so that hopefully should be that this is all done. Now there may be some spaces, like I see some air holes here, but this may be a separate tube here. And I don't know if it'd be worth the trouble to literally take the time and shove little bitty pieces into that. I suppose I could. But I think what I'll do instead is do this other side. I'm going to start cutting little pieces again, because if you're going to make a gigantic mess, might as well make it all at once. That way you can vacuum it up all at once. And then once I get that done, we can start thinking about what we want to do back here in this back section. And maybe either today or tomorrow we can start making some little pattern, little panels to go over that. So we'll go back to cutting up insulation. So on this side I got down in here a pretty good ways, and it seemed like it kind of got stuck. I couldn't get it to move on down through there. So I got me a piece of water hose and cut it off, and I stuck it down in here like this, and woggled it around, twisted it around. And then I took my air compressor and I put here, and I use that to spray the stuff on down through there with it. Because my goal is to insulate all the way up to the front there. I'm pretty sure that side worked well, because it never did seem like it jammed up. It seemed like it kept going. But this side did fill up, and it might be because I've been using a little bit longer strips. I was putting tiny ones over there and kind of pushing them down in there, and that might have been what caused that. But that was a pretty good way to loosen it up and get it to go on down in there. So thanks for watching. Pieces of this, stripped them and insulated that corner. Over here I had some yoga mats and different flotation devices and stuff that I used back in here. I got this piece up here all together filled up. I actually cut up this flotation device and slid it across back in there. So this is ready, or about ready, to be sealed up, and I'm going to wind up having upholstery over that when I get through. But right now I am so dirty. I got this stuff all over me and I need a break. So I think I'm gonna go up and maybe eat some breakfast. It's probably 1 or 2 o'clock. Sometimes I got to where lately I got to where I only eat breakfast till about lunchtime. But anyway, I'm gonna go up and clean up, maybe take a nap. We'll come back to this and then we'll do some more. Okay. Love y'all. Appreciate you hanging out with me in spite of everything. So here's just another thought. I've got a set of these. Those were Iskandarian, I believe. I believe when Ed Iskandarian came out with his cams, I believe this was his logo. Now they call it Mr. Horsepower. They call it all kind of things. But I'm pretty sure that either started with Ed Iskandarian or he borrowed it and used it. But anyway, those 2 back floor mats fit right in those sections back there. I could very easily clean them up and put them there. Oops. See, I just had them propped up. That would make an interesting look. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to think about it. I'll think about it some more. Oh, the joy.